again. Welcome back to World Cup Football Spy in association with our very good friends at Renault Vans. The sun has yet to rise here in Cape Town on day 10 of the World Cup, but still widespread is the fear that the lights may well go out on England's chances. And the English FA are even more concerned that should that happen, then Fabio Capello may well walk away from his job. We'll get into what is turning out to be a very dramatic World Cup for all the wrong reasons for England in just a second. But first, as always, the transfers. Cheeky Real Madrid want Liverpool to drop their valuation of Steven Gerrard. Liverpool don't want to sell, of course, but they're currently holding out for £30 million. Good on them. Wolves are set to sign the Hull City winger Stephen Hunt for £3 million this week, and they're closing in on a £2 million deal for the Nantes-Senegalese midfielder Guerin Ndor. That's in our own Daily Mirror. Blackburn boss Sam Allardyce has his eyes on the Croatian striker Nikecha Jelavic, and he wants the Rapid Vienna star to play alongside Rovers Croatian frontman Nikola Kalinic. The Swedish defender Martin Olsen's agent says that the Blackburn player turned down offers from Atletico Madrid and Valencia, who are in the Champions League next season, to sign a new contract at Ewood Park. Yeah, sure you did, Martin. To be fair to Rovers, though, they have been ambitious. Sam Allardyce is in for the North Korean star Young Tae-si, who is in action tonight against Portugal. Alexander Sleb's on his way back to Barcelona after failing to impress in a loan spell at his old club Stuttgart. Never should have left Arsenal, Alexander. And speaking of Barcelona, the overrated striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic is demanding talks with the new president Sandro Rosell over his future following the arrival of David Villa. They're all continuing to tap up Cesc Fabregas at Barca, and today it's the turn of defender Gerard Piqué, who's been saying that he'd relish the chance to play with the Arsenal midfielder and Liverpool's Fernando Torres. And finally, Wigan are closing in on the £5.8 million deal to sign the highly rated Argentinian striker Mauro Baselli. Now back to England, and the FA are worried that Capello will indeed walk away if England go out against Slovenia on Wednesday night. It's a problem for them because they're worried that they won't be able to get a top-class replacement in. The trouble is, if Capello doesn't beat Slovenia, and let's face it, these are indeed the tournaments where victories do matter, then he doesn't deserve to keep his job. It's a feeling shared by many of you who have been in touch with us. John Terry's press conference yesterday was quite incredible when you consider that he was basically saying that the players were ready to confront Capello in their Clear the Air meeting last night and tell him that they want a change of tactics. If, as expected, that formation changes, then of course we will let you know first. The latest we're hearing, however, is that Terry himself is now in the firing line in a situation fast approaching meltdown. The other players and their agents have distanced themselves from Terry's comments, leaving the former England captain isolated and facing massive criticism back home. Frankly, I think Terry was right to have come out and said his piece. It remains to be seen, however, how it affects the performance against Slovenia. Now, England aren't the only country in disarray out here in South Africa. Italy were humiliated yesterday by New Zealand, as we know. Spain need to beat Honduras tonight to stay in the competition after their shock defeat to Honduras last week. But to say that France are in complete disarray is an understatement. As we told you yesterday, Nicolas Anelka has been sent home after insulting the coach Raymond Dominic. The players refused to train yesterday in protest at the decision. The captain, Patrice Evra, had a stand-up row with the fitness coach yesterday. The France team director resigned yesterday, saying that he's disgusted by the whole affair. The French Federation have issued a statement condemning the players and saying that they're not happy with their conduct. The players have issued a statement condemning the French Football Federation. It's all a real mess. World Cup Spies spoke to French journalist Benoit Segaud to try and make some sense of it all. And I started by asking him whether he was surprised by the players' refusal to train yesterday.
Sure. It's very surprising. It's surprising because it's let's say, heavy gesture. I mean, I can understand it's made for protesting against the fact that that Anelka is being sent back to France, but to my mind, it's going quite far, and it's adding to the whole mess that's been created so far.
Many people are saying, doesn't France just sack Raymond Domenech and put somebody in caretaker charge until Laurent Blanc takes over at the end of the World Cup?
That's the whole question of the aftermath of Euro '08. The coach has been kept. The player have more or less been the same, and nothing changed in a way. So the situation got worse.
Which squad do you think is in worse crisis, France or England?
Oh, France, easily, hands down. No, yeah. Because England doesn't have yet the kind of internal tearing that France is undergoing. I don't say it's not going to happen. It might happen. It's starting to crack, apparently, with Capello and his players. But for now, today on Sunday, I think France is leading England 3-0.
Benoit Segot from Agence France Presse, whom I spoke to yesterday. Now, time for your messages, and on our email, spy@mirror.co.uk. Julian from Australia thinks Podolski will win the Golden Boot, and he tips the Germans to beat Argentina in the final. Ryan Lewis says here, hi Darren, love the show. I think that Germany's Miroslav Klose is going to be the top scorer. He always seems to come alive at the World Cup. I also think that Holland will win the World Cup. And Rodney Parker's been in touch from California in the USA, and he's been in touch regarding his country. He says, Darren, good to see that you're on location in South Africa doing this show. I'm a USA fan, but I don't think they'll win the World Cup. I think it will be Holland, because the USA coach Bob Bradley has made a number of tactical errors, including the defender Carlos Bocanegra. And in his words, he says, have a word with yourself, Bradley. Morris, Edu's top quality. Why do you pick Clark and Torres before realising that Bradley and Edu are the best central midfield pairing in your team? Altidor's been clumsy, Buddle is the informed striker, and the USA's best formation is 4-5-1. Well, to be honest with you, Rodney, you picked out a whole host of things here, but when you look at the problems surrounding the other squads, I don't think the USA are doing that badly at all. Now let's see, just a couple more messages for you. And on YouTube, Abdi Star thinks Manchester United should beat West Ham to the signing of Nigeria keeper Vincent Anyema as a replacement for Edwin van der Sar. And Nirajib thinks Frank Lampard would do better for England on Wednesday as an impact substitute. We'll see what happens there. Lots of changes expected for the England game against Slovenia. The World Cup spy team is off to see Cristiano Ronaldo in action later on today as Portugal take on North Korea. We'll give you a report on that, and of course all the latest transfer news tomorrow on World Cup Spy. We'll see you then.